And maybe you could talk about that, you know, let's go on this point of the lab. What happens in the lab? What is that, you know, this is on to our third question, which is what are the specific examples of the nature of your work, and how does this community, this learning community work? What is it that it does to you?
One is, there is a very interesting book by Jean Lippman Blumen and Hal Levitt called Hot Groups, which one, Jean is on the Drucker family, and this won an award from a management association. It's about intensely creative collaborative groups like Xerox PARC, your field, so I don't have to elaborate what Xerox PARC is. The other thing I wanted to mention is that we've talked about the humanities and literature. There is a genre of literature of writing about academic life, and one can gain many insights. I mean, Saul Bellow, some of his novels are about academia. John Updike, at a satirical level, Richard Russo, and many others. Those are just a few who come to mind. But actually, there could be a really interesting transdisciplinary course.
If you can give it, and I know it's kind of hard, give an example from your work. That we've been talking in generalities, but it's always nice if there's a kind of specific thing yet.
So much that energy levels are getting low. It's that academics always have difficulty moving from generalities to academics. I am working on a revised edition of a book that I published 10 years ago. And the book is about mathematics and science education, and also about university research. And in a larger sense, it's about how to improve the competitiveness of the U.S. in the high-tech global economy. And I find that my research and writing has benefited so much from talking with colleagues in education at CGU, but also at a number of other departments, and including people sitting around this table. And for example, I've recently been involved in some dialogues about international statistics and competitiveness, that is, the statistics about international competitiveness with a colleague in, I always want to say information science, I should get used to the new name, Samir Chatterjee. And so that's maybe a specific. There was a period during the 80s and early 90s when I was a full-time single parent and the only involved parent. And I also had a job. Something had to give, and I stopped going to conferences. And at least for me, I felt that I didn't lose that much. Because when I go to a conference, it's everybody in my narrow specialty. And I kind of already know, I've read their stuff, I know what they're going to say. And if I want to get really energy and vitality into my ideas, it happens so much more if I talk to somebody in another school here at CGU, or in another university, or maybe often people who aren't in universities, but who have great creative ideas.